everybody, and welcome to CTN Sports Game of the Week. As you can see, you are in for a little bit of field hockey here from the Eagles Nest. I'm Nick Wisniewski along with Kevin, the Mayor Bryant, and you're looking down at two of the better field hockey squads in this entire great state of ours, right, Kev?
Well, you don't have state championships played unless you have one of these two teams out on the field, so definitely, Nick. These are two of the top programs. Jane Nixon, she's probably in the Hall of Fame, if not going to be in the Hall of Fame, the leader of the Pioneer squad. She took her team all the way to the championship last year, and actually, luckily for us, it's our second time this season to see the Pioneers.
Second time around seeing the Pioneers. That first time we saw them in a game of the week, they lost to Saline, that is who the Pioneers beat for the state championship last year. But like you said, with the state championships around, Pioneer is there often. Skyline pokes their heads in every once in a while as well. And we'll see the opening volley coming off here. Pioneers send that one over to the Eagles. Eagles in those dark blue unis. Pioneers in white and purple, as they should be.
Senior night here, Nick, so we're going to have a little bit of extra. Well, we had that before the game, but we have a couple seniors that we're going to highlight later on.
Yep, 3 seniors for the Eagles coming out, being honored this evening. And pretty great night for any sport, to be honest.
Oh, wow.
You're talking low 80s right now at a 5:30 game start. And as we can see, things going early on. Pioneers holding control, pushing into that Eagle defensive zone. There's a shot right across the middle. Goaltender lefty slap away, but Johnny on the spot, right on the crossbar there, puts the first goal in. Pioneers draw first blood. I believe there's Lillian Schultz down there, right on the post.
Yeah, Kira Costa Vasquez in the net for the Eagles. You'll see here on this replay, she did a good job on the initial shot of stopping it. Here coming in from her left side, she comes in and gets a good glove on it. She wanted to grab that one, and it just sat right in front of Schultz to just really scoop it backhand into the net.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate misplay by the goalkeeper there. Like you said, she looked like she wanted to slap it all the way away, and it went just right down. And a couple of opportunistic Pioneers were there ready to go.
Pioneers couldn't have started off any better. They took the opening volley, took it down, and just kept that pressure on. And then on the first attack, being all around and swarming that net for a rebound.
Well, and that's what so much of this sport is, right? Is getting down there and then holding court in your zone. And typically, the stronger team will have more time in their zone and end up putting a goal in. That said, the Eagles, if you look through their wins this year, they will put the ball in the net as well. They have a lot of goals for themselves this year.
I noticed that a couple times that they almost scored double digits in some games. And it's interesting because they have such a young roster. Only 3 seniors, like we said, on their roster, but it's filled with freshmen and sophomores throughout.
Pioneers now trying to work it out of their zone. That's number 8. That's Lily Boardman trying to get that one out. Senior Izzy Sutton trying to find somebody. Loop-D pass in, makes it over the stick of Kate Shinsky.
Nice lob pass there. Good job.
Yeah, I think Shinsky wasn't expecting that entirely. Ball came down, got a lot of bounce over her stick. Pioneers back trying to move this one forward. That one ends up going out of bounds.
And let's check out that little lob pass. We're going to see that. Oh, no, we're checking out where the heck they went with that ball. Oh, here's that lob pass. I knew we were queuing it up. And just like you said, Nick, it got through everybody. And I'm not sure if it was intended to go that deep, but it looked like the Eagles were in the right spot.
Yeah, smart play by the Pioneers there to try something a little bit different. Pioneers moving this one down. Maggie Lamb on the right-hand side. Lamb just amazing with any sort of stick, whether it's the field hockey cross or the lacrosse stick. Lamb gives that one up, and the Eagles will have their free takeaway. Maybe they'll try a little bit of a loopy one, a little more traditional pass. Lots of pepper on that one, though, a little too much. That one out of bounds, and the Pioneers retain possession.
Yeah, they might want to add that lob shot after that one, right?
That was a nice backhand slap. Tried to get that one in the middle. Stoutly defended by the Eagles, though, and they're going to try to spin things around and get on the offensive side of things. Emerson Nalipa now. Moving forward, working that cross, trying to find somebody, but a lot of Pioneers out in the middle.
Oh, that was a trip. They missed that.
It was stick-on-stick action, and she lost her feet under her, but you're right, this is going to be a free opportunity for the Eagles. See, they're going to get together and chat up where they want to go here as the Pioneers head back and get their headgear on.
And it looked kind of on this replay like if somebody put a stick right on the legs. You see that? Even actually almost stepped on it.
Stepped on it, yep.
Yeah.
Yep, yeah, there was a bit of a slide coming across there. Maeve Kilbride up the middle now. That one comes right to Kilbride. Kilbride, big whack moving forward. Tries to redirect it from the side there, but no go, and that'll be another possession opportunity here for Skyline.
Kilbride, the junior, on the shot there. She did, you can see the difference when you're looking at the Eagles. They really do put a little strong shot. And none of that lob. They want to make sure that it is a firm effort.
Peppering it in. I believe that's Caitlin Carey sending that into the middle. Kilbride receives, waits, finds a player to her left, and there's your big shot with a big save in turn. I believe that's Mara Boulian in the net right now.
Has to be, right? You know, we're dealing with a different roster up here with the different numbers, so we're going to go with that. But that was an awesome save with her foot. Just kicked it out of there on another strong effort by the Eagles. And you can see here, look at this, whack. And that was just great foot coordination, I would say. Not hand-eye, but foot coordination. To get down there and turn that to the side and just deflect it off. And in a different vein than her counterpart down on the other side, she put a lot of force into that. It wasn't just redirecting it. She planted that other foot and kicked that away with power to make sure that even if there was some sort of redirection, somebody's got to pay for it. Yeah, really clearing the ball out of the zone and really helping out her defenders down there that were in the cage with her.
Eagles now going to try to get it out of their zone. Nice pass back. Pioneers doing a nice job getting up front and doing a little forechecking.
Seems like Pioneer has been right on the attack the entire match. It seems like only the last 2 minutes is when the Eagles were able to possess and really put any type of pressure on that Pioneer defense.
Yeah, this is definitely what the Pioneers do. This is how they win. They get ahead and then just possess. But as we saw, I mean, the Eagles had some really nice opportunities for not a lot of time in possession. So we know they can put the ball in the net.
And, Nick, this is the second time these two teams have met. Pioneer shut out the Eagles 3-0 about a month ago. So, I bet the Eagles are anxious to find the back of that net.
Yeah, they're coming out probably a little bit angry, probably a little bit hyped up on a senior night. There's a pretty nice crowd going on here. Crowd mostly in the shadows because that sun is still coming down, man.
There's only there's no one in that visitor stands over there.
Don't blame him. I wouldn't be over there either.
Don't want to catch any of this late summer heat.
I'm okay. I'm okay getting cooked on some metal stands. It's September, almost October.
I
don't need that.
And the Michigan in me is thinking, oh, man, we're going to pay for this later.
Absolutely you are. We are. We absolutely are. Get in those rounds of golf while you can because it'll be snowblower season before you know it. Wow. Skyline sends that one out. Another hard pass. I think it's more about them, like you said previously about Pioneer, putting a lot of power into that and just kind of see where the chips fall where they may as opposed to doing anything dipsy-do, right?
No, and it's just not just aggressive, but really emphatic with the way that they follow through and hit that thing. It's just like you on a driver. I mean, the ball, wow, where did it go?
Right, you are. Let's see, I think the Pioneers will have this free shot coming up from the far outside. Playing with a little bit of urgency right now, the Pioneers are. They've all got to skip to their step, but making really nice passes. Sharp tape-to-tape passes.
And good spreading and field of the field. Just good positioning of all the players as well.
I believe that's Ann McGowan that worked around 2 Skyline Eagles to push the ball down further into the offensive zone. That one picked up by the Eagles now, and they're rushing forward. Maeve Kilbride, center forward, sends that one right to Molly Jenkins.
Give that Eagles defense maybe a little bit of a breather.
Yeah, they're hurting for it. Ball coming up the side, looking into the middle. The Pioneers are. Errant pass jumped over that stick, and the Eagles for a moment gain possession before the Pioneers will kick this one forward. Lucy Pikert there sending it back, and you know, this goes back to the possession game the Pioneers play, Kev. Right? They have no problem playing it back to their defenders. They can stick handle just fine. There you can see right there, nice move, Pikert taking on 2 defenders, moves around and finds her player, and now the Pioneers are just cycling through.
Yeah, and we looked at their record and we're a bit surprised by a couple L's that the Pioneers have taken, and it's really because of the talent that they're playing on the weekends. They're going and doing a lot of traveling and playing some out-of-state foes to prepare them for the final weeks of this season.
Yeah, if I remember right, I saw at least one team from, here we see replay first.
Wow, through the 5-hole, huh? That's controlling that ball.
Right, and that's the difference between a good team and a great team. That stick handling, that ability to make a player miss and open something up either for yourself or a teammate. That's in any sport, but especially in field hockey.
And just really having that confidence to do that kind of play in action. You do that, on an exhibition or at practice, but in a game against your crosstown rival, I mean, that's pretty special.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Eagles tried to move that one forward, slapped off to the side by the Pioneers. They'll have another opportunity, but those Pioneers, I was just going to say that, those Pioneers are ready for that pass-back play.
Yeah, and you can see even actually, Nick, over on the sideline, there's a bunch of extra players on the side of the Pioneers. I mean, they have probably double the amount of subs that can come in, so spreading that ball around and making the Eagles move is probably going to really behoove the Pioneers late in this match.
Well, and that's really probably going to come into play as this game wears on. We were talking about the heat. That's no joke. It was 83 degrees as I was driving in up 96 today. So it's warm down on that field, and come the fourth quarter, these players are going to be tuckered out.
And this is going to be another big opportunity, this first corner coming up for the Pioneers. You see them huddled there at the 15-yard line to make sure everybody's on the same page for this attack.
There's Pikert down on the end line. She's got a whole bevy of capable players ready to unleash a shot should they get it. Pikert sends that one in dead into the middle. Hard time receiving that one. Off the bounce, moves forward. And I'm not entirely sure what the call is, but it's going to be Eagle ball nonetheless.
Yeah, and this is the first year that this is sport, along with boys volleyball, that's recognized by the MHSAA. I've noticed something different that we've, over the years, used to see a lot of stoppage. First, let's take a look at this replay. And is it offsides, maybe? There's a couple people down inside that cage area, and maybe that was the call. But what I was getting at is the refs used to be a lot hands-on. And now they're allowing the girls to get out there, and because I think the sport has matured enough where they don't have to put people in places.
Yeah, I think that's a great assessment of the flow of the game overall and how we've seen it evolve in the last 5-6 years. You're spot on there. And the officials with those very fetching hot pink unis. You cannot miss them. You know where they're at. Eagles moving forward, moving up straight way. Pass into the middle, but that one is gobbled up by Olivia Rollins.
Now check out this stick work here. just carrying it down there, right?
She seemed to just be flipping it along like it was no big deal. That's the stick version of hacky sack.
I was thinking the same thing when you said that. I was like, man, that's like hacky sack.
And you wonder if that's the thing, like you were saying before, is that something you practice a little bit, or you're just naturally gifted enough where this is what happened, so here, let's just run with it?
Yeah, I'm thinking that's the former. They're that talented to be able to do that, again, in competition.
We had a high stick touch there. Pioneer whacks that one off to the side, just wide with that big shot coming across the goal mouth. Only 40 seconds to go here in this first quarter.
Yeah, and taking a shot at that was Rollins, but that was a great kick save by Costa Vasquez, kicking it out with a little bit more force, like you were saying that the Pioneer keeper did on her kick away opportunity. Yeah,
and I wonder if it was just knowing after how that first bat away went, she thinks to herself, I need to be a little bit more assertive, a little bit more aggressive. We can't let that happen again. So that's a smart player learning from an early mistake. 9 seconds to go here in this first quarter. Time ticking down with the Eagles, just trying to get it away from their goal line so that they can go take a quick breather, which is what we'll do, taking a quick breather here from Skyline High School, where the Pioneers with an early 1-0 lead, but still 3 quarters to play on CTN Sports Game of the Week.
Arbor Park and Nature Area is a 22-acre linear park on the east side of the Huron River. The Arbor Canoe Livery is a busy spot drawing crowds looking to rent canoes, kayaks, and rafts to paddle down the Huron River. Restrooms, a shelter, a public boat launch, a fishing pier, and the Argo Dam are all near the Argo Livery. The Argo Cascades are a popular attraction with a series of 9 small rapids, rock chutes, and pools serving as a bypass channel to connect Argo Pond to the Huron River. Argo Pond is the central feature between Bandamere Park and Argo Nature Area. For more information, visit a2gov.org/parks.
Are you looking to get the most out of your camera, cell phone, or some other cool toy? Are you looking to take your lens to the next level in terms of technical knowledge and framing? If this looks like something you'd be interested in, contact CTN.
Second quarter action just about ready to get underway here from Skyline High School. Pioneers with a 1-0 lead. Kev, was that all we saw?
Yeah, pretty much a lot of possession by Pioneer. Good, I would say shadowing on the defense, too, by the Eagles. They did not allow Pioneer to really get a jailbreak and open up the scoreboard after all the opportunities that the Pioneers had, because they really did have that in the defensive zone of the Eagles the entire first quarter.
Yeah, and I would say that the Eagles really benefited from what we just saw there from Violet Solden. Just a really aggressive and stout forecheck. When those Eagle defenders get the ball, the Pioneer forwards going right after them. See those Pioneers hawking around, trying to mark up their players. Nice one-touch forward by the Eagles there. Addison Peabody, I believe, was the recipient.
It's almost like we're playing half the field, because the ball's not ever getting into the Pioneer defensive zone.
Yeah, right. Yeah, at best it's 70% of the field, right? And the Pioneers are holding court. There's a move there. I believe that's Maggie Lamb. Gets there, flips that one over. Couldn't be sure about it, but I believe that was Lamb. that ended up sending that one in.
You got to check out the action with Maddie Lamb right in the cage. She deked the goalkeeper, and she goes to the right side of the goalkeeper. Watch this. Excuse me, I'm going over on this side. That was awesome move there, and great control of the ball because she really sold it that she was going onto that strong side.
Yeah, quality stick work there to just slide to the right and give herself those extra couple of feet where she could put one by her. Eagles now pushing forward quickly up the top side of your screen. Big whiff, though, unfortunately, by Maeve Kilbride. I wonder if she was getting a little winded by the time it was time for her to send that into the middle.
Winded or anxious, one of the two, because you haven't been into that attack zones, and so once you do get down there, you want to make something happen.
Yeah, that's a great point too. You know, your eyes get big and you're trying to do a little too much, and you're forgetting about your teammates down there.
Now that looks like my drive. where I'm on that number 1 tee and I'm feeling good and whiff.
Well, that's what mulligans are made for. Pioneers don't need any mulligans so far today. 2-goal lead as of right now. Maggie Lamb Spinaroonie trying to find her player cutting into the middle.
Good job there by Addison Peabody on the defense, laying her cross right in the on that ball.
Yeah, and here's where, to me, the Eagles have had their issues. It's that midfield trying to transition from defense to offense. It's just been almost dominated by the Pioneers so far in this game.
You would like to see them try to get that ball inside the center of the defense, but Pioneers' defense is really pushing them to the edge, which is another defender.
Yeah, their midfielders are perfectly placed and just very hawkish for that ball. And here comes Maggie Lamb again, but that time had her pocket picked by the defender.
Yeah, again, that's Peabody, again, getting her stick down and doing a great job of just transferring the ball over to the offense.
Middle of the scrum there, we have Pioneers come out with that. And Izzy Sutton trying to move this forward.
Oh, actually, that was 19. Salt on the.
Salt.
Yeah, that was a freshman, too. See, that's what we're talking about, all of the young players on this Eagles squad. Their future's bright.
11:23 to go here. Pretty fast-moving first half so far, I'd say.
Yeah, good energy coming out of these first couple minutes here out of the Eagles, and they definitely need to try to find some success, too, to get back in this match.
Yeah, and success doesn't always necessarily mean putting the ball in the net, right? It could just be a series of solid passes, crisp passes, and maybe a couple of moves, and even just an opportunity.
Well, and you want your opponent to actually feel your pressure. And right now, see, again, so anxious are the Eagles. They're missing on a couple opportunities.
Sophie Gannemet whiffed on that one. Another freshman, though. Another freshman on this left side for the Eagles. Now we're moving that one forward. Caitlin Carey.
Nick, we used to see a lot of goggles out here in the sport?
I think we did used to see that a little bit.
And no one's out there
Not
with
anymore.
any head protection. These girls are tough.
That's right. Yeah, because nothing about that ball's changed. I know that. Chance sent into the middle, but scooped up by the Eagles. Maeve Kilbride. Kilbride's everywhere.
Yeah, she's all over the field, and, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if Kilbride was one of the captains.
Textbook spin into that one. You had a player jump into the middle after it ricocheted in front of the net, but couldn't quite calm that one down.
I think that was Gabby Arocha, the defender for the Eagles, number 14, coming into the play. You see her right here, and it looks like that may have been a high stick on her, or possibly 19, which is starting this corner for the Pioneers.
Pioneers going. Wonder if she'll be looking for Olivia Rollins right in the middle. She's got her cross on the turf. One of the only, well, not anymore, but there it comes into, oh, Rollins skips it by her to the player behind, and now the Pioneers are going to try to work this one around. sent in, not with full force. And there's a two-hander by Rollins just wide of the net.
Wow, Rollins really dialed that one up and put some strength on that one. She looks like she didn't even have her head turned toward the cage, and she comes back in. Watch this. Looks like she takes her time. She eyes that ball. Did she even have eyeballs on the cage?
I don't think she did, and that's a no-look shot that misses by inches.
Yeah, it was
and
a hair.
With the fire coming out of that stick, you can see why Olivia Rollins is the target for these free shots.
And they're really attacking the stick side of the keeper. They're not going to that glove side.
Coming in the game for the Pioneers, number 19, June Galvin, and number 28, Lucy Piker. Coming to the game for the Eagles, number 12, Kate Shinsky.
Let's see this on the replay. Outside of the keeper's foot, but just a great job by Vasquez coming out and almost redirected right there at the net too.
Yeah, that one missed the post by the circumference of the ball, I'd say. There's another opportunity in, and that's another goal in the back of the net for the Pioneers, up 3-0 now here in the second quarter.
Yeah, I think that was Hayes on the shot. Happened so quick here.
Over number 19, June Galvin.
No, Galvin. They call it.
I think they're going to say that Galvin knocked that in right in front of the net. That was the redirection. Yep.
Okay.
One, Mackenzie Skyline.
And we've seen Galvin put the ball in the net several times here on our Game of the Week broadcast.
Yeah, Galvin, a senior, like you said, we've been calling her name for a while. We've seen her. Has a great feel for the net and that area down there. Knows exactly where to put her stick when her teammates are sending the ball in.
Do you think this might be a time for a timeout? A regrouping timeout for the Eagles to slow things down?
8:07 to go here in the second. I would say probably, right? You're
Especially
down
the
3.
heat.
Yes, exactly. I think that timeout does two things, right? It is a regroup. It is a, hey, let's get this back together. And these are the little things we can do to build to get something going. But also, yeah, early on, let's calm down for a second. Let's save our legs. Let's get a little H2O. See the officials down there
I think that
talking to the Skyline staff.
And was that head coach Kylie Neswanger for the Eagles, I believe, with that clipboard in her hand on that shot that we just saw.
Curious what the discussion was about. Nonetheless, the Eagles
They got a break.
Possession. Yeah, that was a little bit of a break for him. Shinsky now trying to work around those Pioneer defenders, but it's tough to get past Izzy Sutton.
No, Sutton did a great job of just really eyeballing and marking her man on that play.
Shinsky had her stick on that one, but Pioneer possession now. They're going to try to work it around.
Wow.
Great stick work, just back and forth and making that defender miss. It's just amazing to see some of these Pioneers and what they can do with their crosses.
And I'm amazed that they're doing this without any type of extra type of padding. You know, I mean, the only thing they're out there is padded is the shin guards, really.
Long pass into the middle.
Give and go.
Yep. And the Pioneers appear to be on the rush coming up the top-hand side. Got to get to that one if she wants to send it in the middle, but can't quite make it.
Yeah, that pass had some steam on it.
Yeah, a little too much as they're streaking forward.
Now coming to the game for the Eagles, number 25, Molly Jenkins.
6:12 to go here in
Now coming to the
this
game for the
first
Pioneers,
half.
number 29, Lucy.
A very bright and warm Eagles nest down on the field. Early start this evening, too. 5:30 start here.
Yeah, that's not a bad start for a lot of people, especially on a Monday night.
Yep, get it in and get going. That ball sent near side to your screen. Whoa. Whacks that one up, and it just jumped over the stick of Sophie Ganymet.
Once again, going between the legs twice on that play was Pikert. You've been mentioning it, Nick, and I'm giggling because it is just so frequent how the Pioneers are skilled with moving that stick back and forth over that moving ball. Look at this. Not just once. That's twisting
There
your
and back.
defender up.
Yeah, that's incredible stick work. That's great awareness of where your defender is. And when you're using the stick that way, it's not even like you're thinking. It's just reactionary. It's just a part of you at that point. And when you've got a few players on your team that are capable of things like that, you can see why this Pioneer squad is always headed to the finals, or always making deep runs into states.
Yeah, Coach Nixon is great about developing talent. So she gets them young, and she just grows them up into this sport and gets their confidence level so high that they're able to try these things that normally you wouldn't see during a match.
Well, and with a sport that's a little off the beaten path like field hockey, when you have success, that's what generates interest. Any sport, when you have success, that's what generates interest. And when you're consistently good, you're always going to be able to pull in one or two people that maybe you wouldn't have gotten before that were just athletes and not necessarily field hockey players. And that's what Coach Nixon can grab onto and mold in any way she needs to.
Just a model program, really.
3:53 to play now. Pioneers commanding 3-0 lead. And not that 3 goals is a ton and insurmountable, but not only are they up 3 goals, they're just constantly in their offensive zone, or at least their side of the 50.
Yeah, they're in command of the match, either kind of way you want to put it. I mean, from just passing, they look crisp. Shots on goal, they look crisp. Just like this, they play it back to play it forward. We haven't seen that so far out of the Eagles.
And now the Eagles taking a page out of the Pioneer book, trying to step up into the passing lane and make something happen around midfield. And yeah, getting back to the Pioneers, so many of their players, maybe even to a single player, they know when this pass needs a little more touch. They know when this pass needs to go full body into it. Being able to recognize that is really impressive.
Yeah, versatility out of the Pioneers is really shining tonight. And you can see, because we've mentioned it, the Eagles are a young team. They're still trying to get to the point where the Pioneers are at. And, they have played a very good match so far. They just haven't been able to flip the field.
Right. And you got to wonder if you are some of those younger Eagle players, when you're getting crossed up back to back, getting the 5-hole back and forth. You look at yourself and you're just like, what was that? What happened?
What just happened?
And then it turns into, well, how can I do that, right?
Exactly.
Maybe I work on that tomorrow. Maybe I work on that Wednesday.
Or even just, the bouncing of the ball on the stick. I mean, these are things that maybe some of these things that they hadn't seen out of their own players that they can implement into their own game plan.
Yeah, you don't know what you don't know until you see it. And playing the best is how you get better. Just under 2 to play here in this first half. The Eagles trying to get anything going on their side. That ball jumped over Gavia Roach's stick, but she refuses to give up. Lily Boardman now holding that, just slowly but surely backing that player in, almost like she was like a power forward backing somebody in, but she's just backing in all the way across the field.
Yeah, that was a Shaquille O'Neal back you into the lane, and that's exactly what she was doing until you heard that whistle, just really showing her size and strength over the Eagle defender.
And if she's allowed to play one-on-one, I mean, I'm sure she would have taken it the whole way until a second defender came in and tried to put the kibosh on it.
Shinsky there on that move, trying to get anything positive for the Eagles before the half. That'll help.
Yeah, that'll help for the Eagles for sure. Mackenzie Shootman, that ball jumped over her stick. And now the Eagles just need to find that one pass or get that one player to receive and then go forward. And there it is. Kilbride sends a little too far, though.
That's those passes you were mentioning just a second ago. You got to learn when you want to put the steam on it or when you want to just maybe take a little off to get around that defender.
And I'm curious. I'm not hearing a ton of talk from the Eagles
that's
as well.
a good
So
point.
I wonder if Arocha could have said soft, or if
Something.
they wanted a little harder, send me, something like that. I remember, all the years playing soccer, it was so important to keep
Communication.
talking. Yep, especially for younger players, because some of these younger players are going to have their heads down looking at their
Exactly.
sticks. Whereas the Pioneer players are capable of going upfield, ball on the
Instinctively moving.
stick, and just keeping their eyes up. Not an easy thing to do by any means at this level. So the more talk, the better you're going to be. And there we go, only 1 second to play here in this first half, and that will do it for the first half action. The Pioneers commanding 3-0 lead. Let's stick around. Well, let's not stick around. You stick around after these messages for second half sports and see if the Eagles can get back into this one on CTN Sports Game of the Week.
Fans, very friendly reminder, there are no spectators allowed on the field at any time. Your cooperation.
Are you looking to take your videos from boring to extraordinary? Well, with a little help from editing, you can get there. We'll teach you how to edit footage from our CTN laptops with professional programs like Final Cut Pro. Or we could give you some pointers on basic cell phone editing. If this looks like something you'd be interested in, contact CTN.
Check. Can you hear me now?
Interested in having great audio for your projects? We have some great tools to help you get crystal clear audio. We have a variety of mics from Rode wireless kits to lavs, handheld mics for interviews, and if you need some extra help recording multiple inputs, here's a Zoom.
If this sounds like something you could use, contact CTN.
All right, second half action, getting ready to get going here. The Pioneers used every moment of that halftime. I know halftime in field hockey is short, a 5-minute clock, a quick 5 minutes. But the Pioneers, they stuck around in their huddle underneath the goalposts until, just now. You can just now see them bouncing into your screen. Yep.
Well, you said it. It's a hot day, so why not you soak up as much kind of fluid and hydration as you can, getting ready for the second half. And that first half, it saw Pioneer running all over this field, so I bet they were a little bit winded.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Their defenders, we talked about them constantly pushing up and being a part of the offense with those free opportunities. So you're right. So every single player out there needs that little bit of rest in the shade, as you correctly pointed out. The Pioneers now moving right to left. So what can the Eagles do here in the second half?
Yeah, I would think of just cutting this game in half and making it in small chunks. You want to try to get some type of positivity out of this match that you can build upon for the future. You've seen how the Eagle defenders have done a good job. Now you want to flip the script and get something on the offensive end.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. The way you say to break it up, that was always our game in soccer, right? We always had 2 40-minute halves, but you didn't think about it in 40 minutes. You thought about it in 5-minute
exactly.
chunks or 10-minute chunks. Win that 10 minutes.
Especially when you're younger.
Next 10. Yeah. Yeah, when you're younger and you don't really have a great concept of anything. Like, let's be honest, your frontal lobe isn't fully developed yet. Yeah, exactly. Mine may still not be. That's besides the point. Eagles there. That pass just a little too much, and Alexis Hayes jumped up to grab that one and got it into the middle for Olivia Rollins. Rollins is really playing up. We saw her play back mostly in that first half, and now she's right in the mix.
Yeah, and she had a couple shots on the goal. One that she didn't even look at the goal that I can see why that Coach Nixon put her up in maybe into a center forward position.
And there was Schultz. She was an earlier goal scorer, sending that one just a little wide of her cutting player.
Taking a look at this one, you can see just this pass. Again, that was just mishandled because I think going towards the net was Hammerman, and she was really had her head down thinking, I got to get on the stat sheet as well. Also, Nick, you know, one thing about the Pioneers here on this attack, you can see where they're not thinking out there. They're reacting because they're so experienced. They've been in some tough matches, even this season, preparing them for the postseason. But the Eagles are on the opposite side of that. They're learning how to deal with this adversity, learning how to face a tough opponent and how to play without thinking, instinctively.
Yeah, and that's something that just comes with time. You can't teach that in practice, and it comes from these battle-hardened games, like you mentioned. You're exactly right. And the ball comes to a halt there. Pioneers trying to work it around the outside of that big scrum of players in the middle. Maggie Lamb was in the middle there, but the Eagles will come out with this one now.
Oh, that's a scary pass.
And it's picked up by Holden, and a left pad kick save, bounces all the way back out to Schultz.
That was a tricky pass trying to clear it for the Eagles, and just stepping up in there was Schultz. Was that Schultz coming in?
So, yep.
And just, you know, very fortunate that right here, coming back again, I've been mentioning the Eagles' defense collapsing. There is another chance that the coaching staff can look back at and build upon the Eagles jumping back and helping out their keeper.
Yeah, and I think if there is one person that is especially vocal down there, it is Acosta Velasquez.
Yeah, and when you have a senior in the cage like this, she's definitely talking. She's talking to everybody where the ball is at, the positioning, and you can see this, though. Love to see people coming back into the action. I think that was Arocha coming back in, the senior, and helping out her fellow senior in the cage.
Yeah, Schultz had everything she could possibly want in life, having that first opportunity all by herself, and then the rebound came back there. But you're right, Arocha wisely jumped back into the play to allow, not allow Schultz to have that second opportunity. And now things collapsing down, and that one just by Acosta Velasquez there, off to the side. Zoe Schukman, I believe, was the shooter there.
Yeah, Schutman, number 2 here, comes in on the play. Good pass here. Watch Schutman here. She fends off the defenders and is just wide on that shot. Boy, she looked disappointed with her body language after that.
Yeah, 2 Eagle defenders collapsed on her. Good on her for even getting a shot away. And that's one more up front there, and that one skips to the side again. Wow. Living dangerously are the Eagles right now in this third quarter.
Yeah, Acosta Vasquez knew that this one probably wasn't going to find the cage, but man, I know that Coach Nussbanger is like, wow, just grab it. Can you just grab that one, please?
Yeah, and I'm assuming that Kira knew that there was nobody around her and nobody past that, because, again, her body language, once that went past, was like, all right, well, that's fine.
It's done. It's over.
Yeah, so I'm just going to assume that she could feel those players a little bit better than it looked up here. But, yeah, you're right. That'll make me clench up a bit if I'm a coach. And the Pioneers just going to keep pouring it on right now. They've got all the momentum pushing forward. There's Rollins' ball. Had her pocket picked by Sophie Ganymet. Ganymet now trying to find somebody cutting. I think that's going to be the next thing for the Eagles, is they've just got to move a little bit more. Once they see one of their players with the ball, they've got to cut. They've got to sprint. Maybe not necessarily downfield, And that being said, that one is one more time into the goal for the Pioneers.
I wonder, was this one redirected right in the cage? Because Costa Vasquez looked at it, and again, just like that previous play, she thought this one was probably going around the cage. Let's see when we slow this one down. Right inside, that's Schultz, isn't it? Is that 17?
I couldn't tell if it was
17?
Lillian Schultz or not.
I think it was, but can you see
it might have been 7 though too.
Yeah, because the ball comes from the outside, but it got redirected towards the cage.
So that's 14 hitting it real hard in there.
There at the cage there, you see 17? Because it kind of got in the scrum between two players. Either way, another goal for Pioneer.
Another goal for the Pioneers, up 4-0 as of right now, and the Eagles have just got to do something to make something happen, but just get it out of their zone. Get a little bit of pressure on the other side of things.
Yeah, they got to get that bad taste out of their mouth of just watching. And this is it.
And that was it. High backhand shot up into the middle. Addison Peabody caught that right on her body. High on her body.
Peabody's been out there all over and this is what you need to see. That forechecking you were mentioning out of the Pioneers, maybe she's learning on the fly. You can see this one come right into the players. Ouch. That's one way of trying to redirect it, and she felt that one.
She felt it after the play was over, though, because she absorbed that, put the stick back down ready to go, and then when the whistle blew, then she says, ooh, that one got me. And then she was right back to work.
That's a player.
Yeah, that's what you do. You shake it off, you rub a little dirt on it, and you keep moving. Or rub some rubber pellets, whatever they are.
Isn't that a mark of, I did something tonight?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Any player that's got the bumps, the bruises,
I like that.
The strawberries,
yes.
Whatever it might be, that's exactly who you want to be when the match is over. Yeah, you want your body to be covered in those rubber pellets. Pioneers back on the offensive. Slick pass along the goal line there. Just a really smooth pass by Lena Hammerman and carrying it forward.
Watch Hammerman right in front of the cage here as she gets it, number 4, and she'll get the rebound. And wow, if she had that one over again, she had so many opportunities or placements that she could have gone with.
She had the time, and I wonder if she thought she didn't have as much time as maybe she had.
I agree.
6:30 to play. Hammerman back at it. Sends that one into her forward teammates.
What's Hammerman doing down there? She's a defender.
Right, she's got a D next to her name, and she's right along the goal line. But that's what the Pioneers are doing. That's what they're working, is trying to push forward. You see Hammerman down there. We talked about Rollins down there. So that's the game plan. I mean, even these defenders, if you could see the whole field, they're pushed up well past the 50-yard line.
And that keeps your mind into the game as well, too. If you're a defender and you're not getting involved, great job by Coach Nixon of shuffling that lineup and keeping players in the mix.
Yeah, that's a great point, too. As a defender, I mean, you talk about it again, these are kids. They're going to get bored. I'm not going to say they're going to just start, picking daisies out there, but they're not going to think, they're going to have a hard time thinking twice about what to do. So as they get pushed up, that keeps them engaged.
Who's the goalkeeper for Pioneer?
The goalkeeper, whose name we barely called all night.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, she's been in the net by herself down there, maybe 2 different blocks, but that's what I'm talking about staying into the match, because all she's been doing is watching a good match, really.
Yeah, she's had a great view, though.
Field level.
That's Rollins back for Alexis Hayes. Hayes now to Piker, who we've seen all game long, like you mentioned. There's a nice pass to open space there into Izzy Sutton.
But like you were saying, Nick, the movement, it kind of looks like a soccer match out there with playing triangles, of moving the ball to a space before the attacker is there. And it's just, everything is in unison with the Pioneers.
There's a nice move to get free and send that into the middle, but the Eagles defense back playing that one nicely. But man, the Eagles are having a hard time. Seems like they're just constantly having to play catch up with what these Pioneers can do with the stick.
Yeah, now finally we can see some gear getting put on by the Eagle defenders, because this one's going to be a corner. And unfortunately, it looks like at the point it's going to be Rollins, and she has one of the strongest shots that we've seen all day.
And we've already established she doesn't even need to be looking towards the goal to get it in that direction, too. Just a really talented player and a cannon coming off that stick. Slightly bouncy ball. You can see that one might be going over the cross there. Picked up, though. Backhand slap into the middle. Pioneers still retain possession before the Eagles get in there and clear that one out finally.
Yeah, good job there, Brock, clearing it out by Kilbright. But they were playing with fire. The Eagles were with that ball just bouncing around. You can see on the trigger there from Pikert that it bounced over Rollins on the opportunity, but then the ball just stayed inside, and this is where it got kind of scary for the Eagles before they were able to clear it out.
That one bounces over a rare bounce over a stick for the Pioneers. You don't see that happen to their midfielders and their defenders too often. Eagles play that one back. Long pass to try to switch up field, but these Pioneer forwards are aggressively going after those.
Yeah, there's nowhere or position for the Eagles. You can see some conversation from the players going on about where the ball should go, because it looks like the Eagles are really, like you're saying, trying to bend the edge and flip the field to try to get away from that forechecking by the Pioneers.
Yeah, the Pioneers not allowing them even an inch of open space. They continue to be aggressive and go after any opening that they can get. There's Lamb trying to work that one around Caitlin Carey. Carey thought she had a player up front, but the Pioneers will retain possession. That ball over Lamb's stick.
And you can see the difference on the attack. What I was saying about Pioneer, they're attacking center. They're not attacking from the side. That way you have different type of attack angles from your forwards coming in when the ball's in the center of the field.
Yeah, it's really easy to get outflanked when that keeps happening. Kate sold again. And the Pioneers continue to be just adept at coming up with those long interior passes.
And this is where the Eagles here need to get something positive. You know, final minutes here in this third period. They want to get that scoreboard away from that ego they have up there. Good pass.
There's an opportunity and a big kick away.
And saved by number 35.
You were saying she's got a great view of this game, but there she inserts herself, knocking that one away, trying to find some of her defenders and get the offense started with her boot.
Yeah, she is her nickname Orange Cone? I mean, yeah, I'm trying to figure out why she's decked out in orange and maybe not a purple or anything, but either way, she comes out and does a good job. She really put her eye on that ball and kicked it out. We've seen her kick it out maybe even more solidly than that one. Either way, she stopped that attack.
Well, when you're wearing orange, you can't miss her. I think we'll start with that for sure. Yeah, orange uni, orange pads, orange boots, and that very bright blue helmet, and I believe a bluish stick to go with it.
We even got some orange going on our tree line coverage. This is one of the most beautiful stadiums to watch a game in the late fall, because you get the tree line coverage and you're kind of in a bowl here. I like some of your suggestions, though. We need an Eagle's nest.
Yeah, I want sticks. I want lots of sticks or logs if you're really thinking big. Yeah, if the Eagles players can emerge from the nest, just break out of it, come on. That'll drive the crowd into a frenzy. That drive me into a frenzy up here.
That was sweet.
And that'll do it for the end of the third quarter. Here from Skyline, sans a nest, but still what we'll call the Eagles' nest, with the Pioneers up 4-0 after the end of this third quarter. Stick around. We've got fourth quarter action coming up right after this on CTN Sports Game of the Week.
Tech ball is a sport that is played on a curved table. You can use any part of the body but your hands.
It's kind of like a ping pong table, but it's a little bit curved to allow for like more rallies with a bigger ball. It's basically ping pong and soccer mixed together.
You can play it as a singles or doubles. The idea is to hit the other side of the table, and each side has an opportunity to touch the ball 3 times. Failing to retrieve the ball within those 3 touches, other side gets a point.
To be able to play something like that, like so casually and effortlessly without needing like a big field or anything, was great. And also the added like complexity of having to abide by ping pong rules was really fun.
Back in 2023, there was some communications between Tech Ball USA and Parks and Recreation staff. The idea was not only to bring something new to the community, but also an opportunity for Tech Ball USA to grow the sport. So they decided to donate 2 tables for us. One is at Olson Park, the other one is here at Fuller Park. We chose these locations because this is where we have our premier soccer fields.
This is like perfect because it's super low commitment. You can just walk up to the park with a ball and just play with each other. And I know some friend groups like mine are like super competitive, and this is like something perfect for that.
More to the community all year. Our 105-year-old market is producer only, featuring 125 vendors from Michigan. At market, you will find seasonal fruit and vegetables, mushrooms, herbs, farm fresh eggs, flowers, plants, honey, coffee, jewelry, art, and so much more. Market tokens for credit, debit, mobile pay, and Double Up food bucks can be purchased at our market office trailer. The market is open year-round, from 7 to 3 on Wednesdays and Saturdays through December. Between January and April, it will be open on Saturdays only, from 8 to 3. Learn more about the long and unique history of our market at a2gov.org/market.
Fourth quarter action getting ready to start here from the Eagles' Nest. Pioneers commanding 4-0 lead. They are proving why they are consistently one of the best teams in the state at field hockey, Kevin Bryant.
Yeah, and you can tell, not just from the goals or the scoreboard, that they've dominated this match, but every aspect. When you start looking at the passing, the hustle, the way they get to balls, the way that they're passing and anticipating where not just passing the ball, but just anticipating where the pass is going to go. It's a program that Jane Nixon has.
And here coming along the outside, Maeve Kilbride, whose name we've said a lot this evening. She's been a shining star for the Eagles, just a leader, always in the mix and always trying to make something happen is Maeve Kilbride.
Yeah, that's and she's only a junior too, so I mean that's something that the Eagles can build upon, but they need more of that. You can see that once they get down into a scoring opportunity, the Pioneers they collapse on that cage, and there is just nothing. The keeper has so many friends in front of her.
Tons of friends, just a little party out front. You're exactly right. Kilbride did everything she possibly could, bringing that ball down. She obviously couldn't get a shot from that angle, so she sends it out front, but it ran into any one of 4 Pioneers could have grabbed that ball and shot up the field.
Well, and that to your point, we don't see the multiple Eagles coming on the net like we do when the Pioneers are taking the ball towards the cage. Eagles
now sending this one. That one just a little too far. Abby Graff couldn't make it there. Scooped up by Olivia Rollins. And a solid smoking pass into the middle. And these Pioneers continue to know where to put the ball once it's sent off their stick. They are adept at sending passes into open spaces, not just onto the sticks.
Yeah, and you don't see two players in the same position. They really do a good job of spacing.
And there's a battle out in front of the keeper, and the Eagles will have another nice opportunity here upcoming. And it's been a minute since they've had this one of these
I was going to
chances.
say, I'm trying to think back to last time that I could see a corner coming from the Eagles, and once we did, it was a poor pass to trigger the action. So you want to have a crisp pass before all of those defenders can get out and run your play.
I think they'll be looking for Gabby Arocha down there in the middle. That one received by number 4. That was Kilbride. Kilbride sends it into the middle. Arocha, Johnny on the spot, but no, another save, and that one comes out for the Pioneers.
Looks like there's too many people inside that the scoring zone there for the Eagles. And again, that's that spacing I was just mentioning, that the Pioneers, another mark on how well they've been playing. You can see here there's 2 players behind the keeper there, so it was an offsides, switching the possession.
And that little bit of a mental mistake is something that we haven't seen so much from the Pioneers, just as the team that they are, but those are the little things that the Eagles will have to clean up.
Yeah, and they're learning. You know, this has actually been a very good season. They've actually not maybe where they've been historically, but they're not going to be on the bad side of the losing column either so far.
Right, and this team has a lot to like about them. Like you said, like their record is very good. They have a good chance to push far in the state tournament, but sometimes you just run into a team that is better. Yeah. Yeah, the second meeting, and the Pioneers will definitively say, we are better than this team.
Yeah, at this point right now, the program, sure, you could say that. But for the Eagles, I really would love to see them, walk away with some type of positivity out of this match, maybe get 1 or 2 goals, something that they can build upon that they did, face against this perennial power, state championship runner-up last year, and look what we're doing so far, because we said that they didn't score at all in that first match.
Yeah, getting that 1 goal, especially in the 4th quarter, it wouldn't feel like a sloppy goal. It would feel like a who wants it more type of goal at this point.
Exactly, and that's probably what something in that 3rd quarter timeout at the end of the 3rd quarter they were discussing. Let's finish this one off like we're in the lead. I mean, hold your head high, because this is things that, you're building off of for the postseason. Yeah,
finish strong. Finish like you want it. That's what everybody. That's going to be the rallying cry for the Eagles here in this next 10:05. And the Pioneers, it's just stay crisp, right? Everything we've done has been crisp, clean, executed very well. Keep that up.
It's almost like a clinic.
Yeah.
I mean, they come out here and and not to say or take anything away from the Eagles, but it's just the skill level. We've mentioned how the stick handling, weaving. We've shown a couple replays of going through the 5-hole of the defender. Pioneers are really good.
Yeah, and it's not just one player. Sometimes you get teams, especially in high school, where you say, oh, we've got that one player, and they're amazing, and they're carrying us. That is not the case with this Pioneer squad. Like you said, they've got multiple players that can make those moves with the stick. They've got multiple players that can find openings, and they've got multiple players that can hammer that ball in towards the net.
And they play together. The continuity, I mean, it's there where you're not having any kind of hero ball, anyone trying to stick out away from what is actually in the game plan for this match.
They play together amazingly, almost as amazingly as everybody that makes this broadcast happen. We've got another incredible crew out there bringing you all this action in scintillating high definition if you're watching on YouTube or at home. On camera this evening, we've got Mitch Mazer and Ryan Smith out there just soaking up this late afternoon
Big
sun.
Ryan.
Replay and audio's Jackson Gorland in the truck next to, of course, Rob the Boss Cross, who makes all of these things happen. Not just directing down there, but taking care of all the technical issues,
like
getting
feeding
some
the
Doritos
announcers
at halftime. That too, exactly right. Can't ask for a better team to come out here. I'm Nick Wisniewski along with Kevin Bryant. Thank you for joining us here on CTN's Game of the Week. Still 8:10 to go here from the Eagles' nest, but the Pioneers have just shown everybody how good of a squad they really are.
Yeah, and they're not even taking the foot off the gas pedal here in the fourth. A lot of people would rest on their laurels. Everybody's playing, so everybody gets into the action, and it's a team victory once that has occurred.
Yeah, the team aspect is definitely worth talking about, and see more team aspect upcoming.
Doubling it
more
up.
game of the weeks coming. We got some more football coming up, a little bit of soccer peppered in there, and yeah, October right around the corner here. Curious to see if it'll still be in mid-80s.
I'm
for
thinking
these
of bottling
games,
up this weather.
but I don't know. Yep. We've got some great sports coming up. I'm really looking forward to that soccer match.
Man, looking at some of those scores, we've had some blowouts in the fall this year. Wow.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of points get put up on the board on the football field, on the gridiron. .701 now. Clock continues to tick down. Those shadows are getting really long on the field before game time. That
bright sun.
Yeah, that press box shadow was just barely touching the field, and now it's almost all encompassing from one end to the other.
And I was thinking with the sun being out there, I wonder if that plays any favorites on the shooting side of an attacker. Do you want to shoot where the goalkeeper's turned and looking into the sun? Possibly that might have helped. That's out the window now.
Yeah, at best what you're thinking is if I'm in the shadow and I send it long, if the keeper's in the sun, which you'll see Pioneer's goalkeeper is, maybe they lose it as it gets brighter coming in. If you manage to pepper it in at eye level, that's probably the only way that comes into play.
And you've seen some of these Eagles smack that ball around, so
yeah, they've got some fire in their sticks as well. Yeah, that ouch is right, coming in off the shin or the knee coming there.
Now coming to the game for the Pioneers, number 14.
Give and go action for the Eagles, gobbled up by the Pioneer midfielders one more time.
Yeah, and that's, Nick, to your point about how the team plays for Pioneer. They keep the ball out of their defensive zone by the forechecking and by playing swarming defense up into the mid zone.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, swarming is a word, but I don't even know if that covers it. Just the way that they get everybody in there and get involved, just no breathing room for the Eagles the entire game. And a little more of that stick work into number 4. That's Lena Hammerman. Hammerman right along the goal line trying to make something happen. Gabby Arocha, though, stout D not allowing her to get any closer.
Yeah, and you can see here coming in on this replay, Arocha does a good job. You see her coming in the play there. She collapsed in, and the only thing she could do on the defensive side here after this ball gets in here is make sure she gets it out of play.
But Hammerman, one more time, doing a nice job of, I mean, you would have thought going towards the goal line wouldn't have bought you any time or space, but that's exactly what it did. Hammerman, a smaller player, but very quick as she uses that stick to get inside. Big shot and a big high bounce. That one did not come from Olivia Rollins, but she ended up gobbling up that rebound, if that's what you want to call it.
Yeah, that was a big one off a Boardman's stick, and it kind of sounded like Rollins. A big crack of the bat.
Yeah, like Babe Ruth hitting it. You're right.
Look at this. Wow. And she whacked that one. Good job by the defender just getting a piece of that ball, because if not, that would have torn a hole in the back of the cage.
And as a defender, you're probably not super stoked to get in front of one of those shots. And there was another hard shot that got redirected across the goal mouth. Yeah, probably lots of bruises, lots of ouchies after this one.
And this is another one, another big shot towards the net. And now it just looks like haymakers are being shot in from the outside from the Pioneers. Not doing what you were talking about, Hammerman, taking it down low. those outside shots are bangers.
Yeah, and the fact that the Pioneers still have these hard shots in them this late into the game, that says a lot about their conditioning and the willpower as well. Because it'd be really easy to just take the easy road and just try to make one more pass or try some dipsy-do soft stuff going down low, but that's not what they're about. They're about hammering it forward.
Attack, attack, attack. They have one gear, it seems like, and they've been deploying it all game long.
That one goes wide, and the Pioneers will find themselves with at least one more solid opportunity here on the offensive end as they continue to hold this 4-0 lead and really just hold possession of this entire game.
Yeah, and on the opposite side of what you just said about the Pioneers, maybe the Eagles, since they are young, are looking up at the clock like, when will this one be over?
Yeah, that's definitely something that can happen to a younger squad. Or, I mean, really, again, any high school kid, they're tired of just being dominated in the way that this Pioneer team has done. Yeah, they might be ready for that whistle to blow.
Yes, twice in the season. You know, they've been unable to put anything up on the scoreboard. So, yeah, and now with this corner, with under 2 minutes, you would think that the Pioneers are definitely trying to add to the stat sheet, right?
Yeah, this is for sure one more chance, and it'll be interesting to see. I do believe we've got Olivia Rollins in the middle. See if they send it her way or if it does come off to Lillian Schultz or somebody else.
Is that McGowan?
139.
Triggering it, number 6, I believe, there.
Yeah, we've seen McGowan send some good passes. There it is, a nice one into Maggie Lamb. Lamb, high shot, high hard shot, but just wide.
Alicia Hayes on that shot there, and that was the one that she triggered it in and came in and got the pass back. And you can see here, watch here, pass coming back inside and just a bit wide where she was able to almost try to redirect it, but unable to get it into the cage for the Pioneers. Now here's an opportunity for the Eagles, trying to stretch it out. Unfortunately, that'll be a turnover. Now we're under a minute left to play. Nick is going to make his way down to the field for our key player of the game. Not sure who he's going to choose because we have so many different people that scored for the Pioneers. I think we had Lillian Schultz with 2 goals on the night. That's that fourth one. We were still up in the booth trying to decide who got that last redirect. Maggie Lamb also scored the second goal. We had June Galban get one in. So Pioneers really spreading the wealth around here in this match today. Now we're under 10 seconds. Pioneer probably not take any more shots on the net. Just let this clock run out as we go 2-1, and that will do it for tonight's match. On senior night here at the Eagles Nest, the Eagles will end up falling 4-0 to the Pioneers. We'll be right back after a quick break with Nick trying to find out which of these Pioneers who he's going to give our key player of the game to.
Thank you all again for your support this 2025 field hockey season.
Electric atmosphere down here at Holloway Field. River Rats doing a really good
Here it
job
comes.
of having
Here comes
those players out
7.
front. And here comes Lamb with it. Cuts through 2 players. Whistle.
We're going to get a penalty shot now.
From the 8-meter arc, number 7, Maggie Lamb.
This is exactly who we were talking about. This is exactly who you want to have the ball if you're the Pioneers. As the last person you want to have it in their cross if you're Huron.
We can see her. She's anxious. She's ready to go.
Sophie Lee, stone-like waiting. Gets low, but that one finds the net. Maggie Lamb, one more time, wins this one. Gets the good guys home victory. Triple overtime sudden death. Maggie Lamb, can't say enough about it.
And down here on the field with key player of the game, Lillian Schultz, you got the goal scoring started today. How important is getting that first goal for a team like you guys that dominates possession?
It's really important just to set the tone for the game and get that momentum going, and it just like keeps us on a roll.
Now, we talked so much about your team and the skills, the stick handling from all of you. It's not just one player. Do you guys work on that at practice? Is this just kind of a natural thing? Tell me about how that works out.
Yeah, for sure. We definitely work on basics because, I mean, it's the most important part of the game. So.
And then tell me a little bit about the passing and the possession. You mentioned it, but possession was huge, and that's how you guys get over so often in these games.
I mean, yeah, we definitely work on just like keeping possession, keeping it to the outside, and not like we work on transfers through the middle and everything, but just like possession is key because if they get it down the middle, then it's easy to break the defense down.
And then how big is a victory against a crosstown rival on a day like today?
It's huge. It's been a good season, and we're just finally, I feel like, picking up as a team and really starting to connect. So, I mean, it's great, and we're on a roll.
They're on a roll and coming in at the right time of the year. Lillian Schultz, thank you so much. Kev, back to you.
Thank you.
With our key player of the game, Nick, Lillian Schultz really did a good job on that interview as well, too, spreading the love to her teammates, talking about her coaching staff and all of the practice work that they put in. So from the Eagles Nest, that will do it for our broadcast of our CTN Sports Game of the Week. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you can get your finger over to that like button and also follow us on all of our socials. So for Nick Wisniewski, I'm Kevin Bryant and our entire crew, especially super producer Robert Cross. Have a good night, folks.